What is going on, guys? Vuxury here. In today's video, we will be going over my top 10 favorite cars in Greenville. This video is in order, and yeah, this list might be a little bit different than you were expecting, so let's get straight into it. My 10th favorite car, aka least favorite car, but it's still my favorite car, we have the Audi TT-RS Roadster. So this has gone through a few changes since I've owned it. I think the original color was a blue color, but now it's an orange color. It's a drop top, stock wheels. This plate needs to be changed because that was based on a different color that looked like the yogurt. But yeah, this has a 5-cylinder with 400 horsepower and it's super fast, so let's get into it. Since this is a drop top, we got a nice interior. The turn signals actually light up on the dash. We have ambient lighting along with red lighting everywhere. The steering wheel moves just like that. One of the most detailed steering wheels in this game also. Horn. Since this is modeled by Sky, sequential turn signals, always. Sky never fails with that. And since this also is Sky, once again, we have a 3D grille, which is also really nice. Let's go over to headlights. That's how they look. Front turn signals, turns out the DRLs, and then they come back on. So yeah, let's do a little drive. So this car is actually so fast that I've kept up with a BMW M4 in the past, which is crazy. But yeah, can't waste too much time on one car. Let's move on. Next we have the TT-RS's four-door brother, the RS3. This has the same 400 horsepower 5-cylinder turbo, and this one is a little bit different. The only thing that is stock is the color. The color is Nardo Gray, one of my favorite colors ever, and it's a simple color, but it's like a matte color. So I really like it. Plate is 5-cylinder, because if you didn't know, 5-cylinder. So yeah, we got these dual exhausts, and let's get into it. Once again, modeled by Sky, so 3D grille. And the headlights are actually really cool. So the DRL actually turns off, and you have sequential turn signals in the front and the back. So here's the turn signals by itself. Full neon lighting in the back. Just like the TT-RS, this is a very fast car, one of the fastest 4-door sedans in this game. The TT-RS is actually really fast too. I forgot to mention that I kept up with a BMW M4 in that car, so that car is no joke. It's a fast egg. This one's small, it's kind of a Jetta with an appearance package and a 5-cylinder, but we don't talk about it. As far as 8th place goes for my favorite car in Greenville, we have the Jeep 6x6 Hellcat powered thingy thing. So I think I have one of the Hellcat specs of this car. Oh yeah, it's the Ghoul Shroud specs, so this might have 1,000 horsepower, it may not. I think it does, I'm not too sure. But yes, there are a few things changed on this. This is the original plate that came with the truck, as it is a truck plate. So I just got lucky for it to say GET. We have this kind of blue color with the white wheels. It was a creamsicle color, but somebody else had the same spec and I changed it. Let's go over turn signals. Kind of in the odd position. Headlights. Okay, so a little odd ball back there. Brakes. So yeah, this is really fast. This is one of the best limited cars in the game, in my opinion, because you can just go anywhere with it. Since it is a 6x6, it'll just go. So as you see, we're going 140 off-road. It just goes wherever you want to put it. Sometimes, at least, since it is heavy and big, it may not always go exactly where you want it, but we're literally moving right now, going 160 off-road, and I can still control the car. I can go over there, and I can go hard to the right, and it does not lose control. Look at that awesome body roll, though. One other thing about this car, though, I used it to help me with the Easter hunt up until about 20 parts, and then I switched over to my Trackhawk and finished it off. But yeah, overall, this is one of my favorite cars in Greenville ever. For number 7, we have the Ford GT Roadster. Fun fact about this car, this is one of the first few cars that I liked when I was first getting into cars, so that says a lot. Next, we have a different color. And next, another thing, Stiffix actually made new startup sounds, idle sounds, and just driving sounds for this car about 3 weeks ago now. So this thing sounds really good, including my favorite sound being the startup. The startup's really nice. This is a Roadster, and one thing I like about this specific convertible, the viewing position's literally perfect. It's literally straight out the window. It's not like we're sitting too low, sitting too high. It's literally perfect as it is right here. You can see everything, but you do have a blind spot right there, so be careful. Same thing behind me. It's like a huge blind spot, but you just gotta be careful. If you want to look out, then just be careful. But luckily with Greenville, you can look all the way out the window, which is a very good plus. But the right side's a little bit sketchy. So let's go over lighting. This did get refreshed, so you have LED taillights right there, neon right there, horn, boom, halogen headlights, and this car is really nice. You can also do donuts. If I turn off traction, well, fun fact, this does not have traction control, so that's something about this car. And like I said the last time that I tried to record this video, Greenville supercharger sounds are kind of bad, let's just say, but it kind of works on this car. It sounds like a Ford supercharger, so it actually works on this car. But yes, you also don't get good gas mileage. It's literally why I need gas in most of my cars. Although this is slower than most modern BMWs, it's still a very nice looking car and it stands out. And I've gotten about 10 compliments on this car already, and I've only owned it in like 3 days, I think. Yeah, it's my 3rd day owning it. So yeah, really cool. Okay, so this car right here takes 6th place for one of my favorite cars in Greenville. The reason I like this car so much is that it looks like your average Lexus, but it's kind of easily to tell that's ISF because car enthusiasts. But it hides its character very well, and this is one of the best sounding cars in Greenville, in my opinion though. Startup is pretty generic, right? But then you rev it. I find it kind of cool how this has like a different kind of popping sound, which is really cool. Then you got the DSG farts. Sounds so good. And it's super fast too. Like look, 177 miles per hour and a dang Lexus 4-door. That's crazy. The red hot brakes. Only thing I changed was the plate and some HRE wheels. I've owned it since it came out. Yeah, you can, but do that in your own time. I might do it in a different video. But next car. Yes, finally, we welcome back the Jeep Trackhawk to the channel. And you might be like, finally? Well, you're not OG enough if you don't remember this exact color that I had on my Jeep Trackhawk early revamp. When I'm talking early revamp, I mean October 2020 type timing. Yes, if you're an OG from that era, you will remember this color from this Trackhawk. Fun fact about my specific Trackhawk. So I sent a picture to Cade of the squat on this thing because I made a clip, right? And then I screenshot the squat. Next thing you know, it ended up on Cade's Instagram, which is really cool. My specific Trackhawk is posted on Cade's Instagram. And the best part about it, most of the Greenville devs like the picture. So Hunter, Sky, I think Uzi, Ivy like this picture. So this does have a 6.2 liter supercharged V8. You of course have the typical Dodge sound. I'll show that squat. The squat is something serious. But yeah, hopefully eventually Greenville can actually perfect the squat, like an actual realistic squat, like how Southwest Florida has theirs. Because what they did for this is just made the suspension soft. It does help with the squat, but it's not like a realistic squat because it'll actually be squatted for like a good 2 to 3 seconds and not a half a second like how it is right now. But yeah, this is like one of the fastest SUVs you can get in Greenville, and that was kind of sketch. So I really like it. I always like the Trackhawk. over the Durango anyways, so this is really nice to have remodeled. This car is full of memories. It literally got flung in the air going 650 miles per hour by Blue because he made his super really fast. This is also one of the cars I've had since summertime of Greenville, aka my favorite era of Greenville. Summer of Greenville was super fun. And yeah, this is actually an inspired build. So during my birthday last year, June 13th, 2021, we had this rental BMW M5 and it was a F10 model. It was this blue spec with these type of wheels, but this is a G30 550i, so not the same car, but it's inspired by the F10 M5. It really failed me, and this car never gets old to me. That's why I still have it, and it's about to be another year with this car, which is kind of outrageous if you think about it, but yeah. We are now down to the top 3 cars. These are my top 3 favorite cars in Greenville. You may not see me drive them as much, but these are my favorite cars in Greenville. Let's get to top 3 right now. For number 3, we have the Porsche Carrera GT. This is one of the most craziest cars in Greenville, and it has the most craziest launch in Greenville ever. Ever. No ifs, ands, or buts. Ever. Most craziest launch ever. It also has that special feature, if you crash going too fast, it'll blow up and play see you again for a second. But this is the most craziest car that I own. Let's get a startup. This car has its own unique startup and its own unique sound. It also has active aero. Lighting is very good. This is how the lighting came when the car first came out. Even got 3D headlights. And the turn signals are in there also. So you're really getting your money's worth. I had this car since it came out, and now let's show that crazy launch. 3rd gear. If you're not careful, you can lose control. This car is also really crazy, and some people don't like it because how it shifts in automatic. Well, I kind of like how they did it because this car not only stays a little bit more rare because of that, but it forces you to drive manual. And this car only came in manual, so you're not getting an automatic Carrera GT, especially nowadays because those things go for 1 million. So yeah, all you gotta do is drop the clutch and you're doing donuts. This car is really cool. One of my favorite cars ever in Greenville. That's why it's top 3, but it's not number 1. That was also really sick. But yeah, for our second favorite car in Greenville, we have the Mercedes SLS AMG. Yes, I've had this car since fall in Greenville, aka when the car came out. It came out in the fall update of Greenville, and it never disappointed me. I never sold it, but one thing that I did change a lot was the spec. It went through 3 colors. First we started off with a silver, then we went to yellow, then we went to this bright blue, and then we got to the spec that we're at now. The wheels have also been changed a few times, and the plate's only been changed about once. So yeah, let's get into it. This car actually has an idle now, and one of the favorite features that they added in the winter update for this car is the new active aero. As you see, if you put the car in sport mode, it actually brings the wing up, but it does not work in manual, sadly. Sport mode, wing goes up. But yes, this car is really fun and it sounds really good also. It's never failed me, and it stands out because a lot of people don't really own the SLS in Greenville, so having another unique car that you can be known for is just really good. This may not be the fastest supercar out there, but it's still really fun to drive. Top speed at 203 miles per hour. Hit a 360. We in there! My favorite car in Greenville might surprise you after seeing a Carrera GT and a SLS AMG. It is the Chevy 454 SS. Some of you guys may have noticed, some of you guys probably expected to see more Volkswagens in the video, but no, my favorite car in Greenville is the Chevy 454 SS, and it's really just casual. It's not fast or anything, but I really just like the looks of it. But my favorite thing about this truck is the scaling. So this is actually up to scale, so it's a lot bigger than most of your GV prop cars. We'll use this prop car over here, for example. Since prop cars aren't scaled down, they're only less detailed, it kind of shows. So here's a Ford Fusion, which is, you know, a mid-sized sedan, and it's how it looks against my 454 SS. It looks small. It literally looks tiny. And don't get me started on the Acura RDX, I think. Yeah, that thing looks small when you put it next to this. Since it is a rear-wheel drive sport truck, you can do donuts in second gear. Really good. Yeah, so this is a 1992 truck, and it's literally my own unique vehicle, I guess you can say, because no one really drives this truck. You'll see one 454 SS every once, maybe 3 times a month at max, because no one drives this truck. So when you see me, it'll most likely be me if it's in an RP server. But just remember my plate, 305732. It's a classic plate. But yeah, this truck really stands out. You got good lighting, horn. But yeah, y'all, this is one of the most craziest vehicles that I've owned in Greenville, just because I've been wanting it since GV3 days, and we finally got it. So I was just really happy once this car eventually came out. But yeah, y'all, that's my favorite cars in Greenville. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, this has been Vuxury, and I am out.